Hey everybody, welcome to Surface Level, creating a community where Black and queer folks are fearless in thought and curious at heart. I'm one of your hosts, Jordan, and today, Tony, Damon, and I are discussing the dating scene within the gay community. Should we lower our standards as we grow older? What can we be doing to be more successful at dating? This is Gay Dating for Dummies.
Got a bunch of dummies sitting here today.
Ooh,
Who are you calling
which
dumb?
one?
You two.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to see who's dumb after this game.
Sure
Because
shall.
2020 is coming to an end. 2021. Oh,
just like
goodness.
2021.
2020 is over, child.
2020 was like purgatory, so the girls still.
Right. 2020 has been going on for 3 years.
I mean, and what better way to sort of move into the new year than to set some intentions for how we want to move through our love life in the next year?
Fantastic.
So a little bit later in the episode, we're going to be joined by an expert because we're not experts, obviously. We're going to be talking to a gay dating coach and relationship coach. So very excited about that. Before we do that, though, I want to play a game that I feel like a lot of people in the community will be able to relate to. If you're Black and gay and not living under a rock, you probably heard of the app Jacked.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Perhaps.
So I'm going to give some common scenarios that would happen in a jacked environment.
Okay.
And you let me know what you would do.
Mm-hmm.
And I call this jacked of all trades.
That's jacked up now.
All right. Are you posting a clear face photo as your profile picture or only sending face photos to specific people?
Specific people.
Only sending face photos to specific people.
You lied.
I
I've
might-
seen your full face on Jack.
Well, I
Call 'em out.
might jump out on a ledge every now and again. It just depends on how I'm feeling. But
Okay.
my true to form self would be like send to specific people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what are y'all putting instead of a profile photo?
It's like a torso, half of a
Anything
face.
else?
Oh, okay. A boot, a foot.
A boot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not posting the face photo either. Are you indicating a sexual position on your profile, or are you leaving it to the imagination?
Mine says verse.
Yeah, I would. Mine would say verse as well, but like the girls don't be believing when people say verse. They be like, "Oh, you a bottom?" It's like, girl, I'm that and.
It's like bye.
It's both and.
They be like, what? Wait, is it confusing?
Right.
I'm leaving it to the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything on there. I also don't have Jack.
Girl.
This week.
I'm like,
Hit me up next week. All right. Are you hosting a first time meetup at your place or traveling to someone else's place?
my home.
Depends.
My home.
Your home? What does it depend on, Tony?
Well, I'm willing.
The time of night?
Right, because sometimes I can easily escape someone else's place, and it's less awkward, like just dine and dash.
I love that.
But if it's at my place, it really depends. Sometimes you can tell the girls, "Oh, you gotta go," but then other times it's like if you do the song and dance, then you're like, "All right,
What you about to do?
hit it."
Yeah.
What you about to do?
Yeah. Mine depend on the time of day.
Okay.
If it's like after 10 p.m., I can't find the energy to move around unless
She can find energy to
unless
move around though.
unless unless it was a very unless it was a very vibrant day and I'm awake.
Drunk.
All right. So when you're going to a jacked date's home for the first time, what's the bigger cause for concern? Seeing no novels or books in sight, or them not having filtered or bottled water to drink? I know it's a tough one.
Because both are. I need a little bit of water sometimes.
Which one is a bigger cause of concern?
I'm not looking for books when I'm going on a jacked.
No.
I'm not. It's not. It's actually not a date. It's usually sex. Like
That's a date. We can call it.
that ain't no damn date.
Oh, okay.
So for me, I'm not looking for books. I'm looking for either ass or dick.
Surface level after dark.
That's what it is.
I don't know. Let's go with the water.
You think that's the bigger concern?
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I think the water is the thing for me. I can't be raw dogging this New York City faucet water like that.
No,
Girls be concerned about the water, but you know what? Let's keep going. What's the next
on a
question?
scale, final question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to go on a formal first date with someone you've just met on Jacked? On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely?
Let's go with 50-50. I
Yeah,
mean,
I was gonna say 5.5.
anything can happen. You know, I stay at that. Like, anything can happen anywhere. So let's go 50-50.
Right. Sometimes you run into someone that is like, oh, like, why aren't we dating?
Yeah.
Because you probably crazy or I'm crazy.
We crazy.
We crazy.
We'll be crazy together.
Yeah.
That's
Jordan.
nice. 2 out of 10.
If you meet them on Jack, you're not.
It's a wrap for me.
Got it.
It's the same. How many times I got to tell you girls it's the same people on Jack?
It hits different though, no?
No.
Oh,
I think you can have success.
How's that working out for you?
I don't know. How's it working out for anybody?
My life's great. Actually. All right, so this episode, as Jordan alluded to, we're going to be talking about queer men and dating, a topic that whenever we talk about dating, you all seem to love those episodes. So here we go again, hopefully with a little bit of help from someone outside of ourselves. But starting here, a lot of queer people, we grow up not being out. You kind of have this second coming into yourself as an adult. So when was the first time you kissed another guy, Jordan?
It was freshman year of college. So I was Facebook friends with this choreographer, and I would like his photos and his videos and things like that. And then he would respond to me, but like not to the rest of the fans. So I was like, oh, this is cute. Maybe this is a moment for me. So then we were like messaging, and then we decided to meet up. So I flew to Atlanta. And
Wait, it's always so much with you. It's always so much.
And he picked me up from my cousin's house and was driving me around Atlanta, and we made out in the parking lot, and it was the most magical moment of my life. And then he ghosted me.
Wow.
I know.
Made
So you
come
can't find the
and fly
energy
all the
to
way
leave your house after
Who
10 o'clock.
Who paid for the flight?
I did.
Oh, okay.
But my cousin works for Delta, so it was giving, standby
Right.
free.
Good.
Buddy pass.
Things
Got
you
it.
do when you're 19.
Right.
Yeah. Will not be flying standby these days.
Tony.
For me, it was senior year of high school, and it was a guy that I met up with. We went to the movies, and it's like when you have that so those butterflies you get when it's like you've had these feelings about wanting to do something, and you're finally like in the moment. So that's what it was. Like I could smell him, I could feel the energy. We were watching the movie, but I wasn't paying attention to it. The movie was watching us, but the kiss didn't happen in the theater. It actually happened afterwards when we got in the car and went to a desolate location, like not a parking lot, but an open field. We were in Virginia.
An open field.
It was an open field at night.
This is actually kind of beautiful. It's like moonlight.
Yeah, it was, and then the kissing ensued, and
Moonlight is not based in open fields in Virginia.
There wasn't an open fields.
Moonlight's based in like LA.
That's neither here nor there. We're talking about me right now, and it was moonlight.
Exactly.
It was my moonlight, and he was my shining knight. And it was really good. I was like, wow, this is what it feels like. That adrenaline was rushing.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew. It's the butterflies. Damon.
For me, it was the summer after freshman year with the other guy that went to Howard that we were interning. Well, everybody from Howard was interning at this program. We were all staying at GW for the summer. And it was the first time I kissed a boy. Felt a shit ton of shame. Like, felt crazy afterwards.
Really?
Crazy.
Oh.
Did it again.
Crazy.
Then did it again the next day.
Oh, so you didn't
Oh,
feel
you
that?
didn't feel
And
that.
then-
Right, you didn't feel that
But it
damn bad.
felt crazy, but like, wait, but intrigued. And then just like, it just kept going further and further from there.
Wait, did y'all get lightheaded when y'all had the kiss?
No,
The
why'd
first
I
one?
get lightheaded?
No.
I did. I feel like I was floating.
Poppers.
past.
You had poppers.
I did not have poppers. I was 18.
Got it.
What does that mean?
But I didn't have poppers.
He didn't know about those yet.
Exactly.
The girls tell you anything.
I didn't know about
Those
those.
poppers back in the day like that?
We
Girl.
haven't had poppers since like the 70s.
Oh,
No, you would know.
Come on. Let me sip my drink. Moving on. So we talked about our baby gay times, but as we're getting older, what are your thoughts on the idea that we should be less selective about partners? Tony.
So I think that the selection process doesn't get any easier as we get more settled into our ways. Like, I think it actually could get a little bit harder. And also, while I don't want perfection, I do still have criteria. There are still things that need to be met in order for me to really, for you to pass the selection process. And also, just assessing how I feel as I get older is different because I think more and more people are thinking about aging and ending up alone. So I want to read you guys something that I found was really interesting about gay dating. And it was an article called Through With Love, if you know the Destiny's Child song. It was an ode to that, but it was like why Black gay men are preparing for life alone. So there were three things that some of the quotes. One was, I don't want to get hurt like that again. Most of my experience dating as a Black gay man has been hurt. The second one said that I would constantly get, especially in Atlanta, I'm looking for someone a little bit more masculine. So they would get that, and it just kind of was all bad. And then the third was ageism, talking about that as you get older, it seems like the dating pool there's a shift that takes place, and people just look at you differently. So that's a little bit scary to me, and people are giving up hope. I'm not giving up hope, but it's in the back of my mind. What about you, Damon?
I don't think less selective is the word, but I think I've gotten older, I think that I understand that people are more complex than like some list that I made up in my 20s.
Yeah.
And with those complexities, I think I can make a decision in my life to either decide this is someone I want to have some level of companionship with or decide that I don't. But I think that me trying to impose upon somebody else this like fairy tale that was written to me through some like heteronormative ideal, like I'm no longer really doing that. Right. And really just trying to focus on people being people, and hey, if it works, it works. And I'm not necessarily putting the pressure on myself or other people to be some expectation that may or may not be real.
Right.
Jordan.
So Tony, you reading that excerpt. Thank you for that, by the way.
You're welcome. I like to come with a little bit of accoutrement.
I love the segment. But I think that sentiment sort of aligns with what's going on in the back of my mind. I think there is a little bit of fear of sort of living a life alone. And I'm not ashamed to say that I aspire to have a partner. Like I love companionship, and it's something that I want for myself in my future. So when it comes to, growing older, and I guess I wouldn't use the word less selective. I would say that growing older has forced me to reprioritize things. So things that I thought were very important, I'm realizing that maybe I don't need that in a partner. Maybe I can find that in a friend. I also realized that my list was kind of ridiculous for a partner. And that I was just like, I actually don't need to actually try to find this all in one person because it's kind of impossible. Like, I'm not even that.
Yikes.
So yeah, I think that is definitely, for me, I feel like I'm being less rigid as I grow older, but it's not out of desperation. It's more so out of experience and learning that maybe I was being a little irrational.
Yeah, I think you get more comfortable with who you are and clarity. What you're willing to work through with someone else and what you're not willing to work through. So.
Right.
So focusing back on us, what's something that we would like to kind of a bad habit we'd like to break around our romantic lives heading into 2022? Something we want to leave back here.
Yes.
Who wants to go?
I'll go.
What you leaving behind? What you burning in the fire?
We gotta burn things in the fire in my house again.
I know. I love that. I really want to let go of thinking so far ahead when I'm just meeting someone. I think that often when I'm meeting someone and it's going well and I feel like there's a chemistry and there's a rapport, I start to think like, oh, like how would my life look like with this person? Like, are we going to have kids? Like, are we going to stay in New York? Like, I think about all these things, and it's not healthy because then I feel like I am sort of creating barriers to actually just letting the relationship flow in whatever direction is meant to flow. And I just want to sort of like release you both know that I'm an overthinker, I'm a planner. I write everything down. Like I'm not writing down like my goals for like a specific person that I'm dating, but like I definitely want to make
Why
sure. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's not helpful. Like I think that I just want to like I think that my priority is meeting someone who I feel comfortable being around, feel comfortable being myself around.
Yeah.
Someone who I feel like is easy to be around. Most importantly, like I don't want to be around somebody who is work to be around.
Right.
And then I just kind of want to let things take its natural course.
Yeah. I mean, sounds like you're describing a platonic friend.
I know.
And that's what we often say, and we joke around sometimes, like, child, if we don't get married or what have you by a certain age, all right. All right.
Help me raise these kids.
All right now.
Because I can't do it alone.
I'm not helping y'all raise none of them fucking kids.
Yes, you are.
Put it for the record, for the digital record.
But no, for me, I think about for stuff that I want to leave behind, or when it comes to like romance and dating, is really thinking of self-sabotage and thinking about all the way that shit can go down the tube. And really leaning into the moment and being present. If it feels good, let it feel good. Like, don't rob yourself of the moment by thinking about, what might go wrong next. And you have to be kind of okay with the idea that something might eventually go wrong, and that's okay.
Right.
Because when life gives you lemons, squeeze that citrus juice in the person's eyes who's getting on your fucking nerves.
I don't know.
No, but when life gives you lemons, like, you make lemonade. And so you learn from the experience, and just allow yourself to live in that experience and have that human experience. So that's what I'm leaving behind. What about you, Damon?
I realized in a recent conversation I had with someone that I've been involved with that I picked up this habit of like not openly speaking about small things that bother me until it like bubbles into something and I explode. And just like avoiding little uncomfortable moments that could be uncomfortable for a conversation, but like conversation, we get it, we move on.
Right.
And I realized that in my last relationship, I picked up this pattern of doing that. And I've talked about this in the podcast before, but like that relationship was abusive and it got very volatile and things. And instead of engaging in those uncomfortable moments, because they would often spiral into something crazy, I just like held on to them.
Yeah.
And then we blow up, and like that was our pattern.
Right.
And I didn't even realize until like I called out in a conversation with him, and I was just like, yeah, that's not really healthy. And that's a thing I picked up as kind of maybe survival technique in that space that I don't want to carry going forward. So there was just like this very like a moment for my, like where I had to reflect, like, what am I doing? What am I carrying from some past shit? What am I inflicting? That's a dramatic word, but like on someone else that had nothing to do with that history.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that. And how do I move forward and change those things?
It's the growth for me.
Child, I'm trying. I'm trying. It's a slow trickle, but like, and I don't get the shit. I definitely don't get it right, and I haven't gotten it right. But I'm at least now I would say very clearly and apparently aware.
Okay.
So
That's step one.
Step one. And it's all about taking that first step, right? So speaking of first steps, let's take our first step with our guest.
Yes.
Today.
Love that.
I'm really excited. Really excited. So today's guest is a professional gay dating coach, matchmaker, and couples counselor, and owner of betterwaytomeet.com. That's betterwaytomeet.com. Because there's got to be a better way to meet folks out in these streets. He's nationally recognized as a relationship expert for gay men and helping gay men maintain healthy relationships. You might also be familiar with his Shoot Your Shot Wednesdays, a show he hosts where single guys answer insightful, funny, and spicy questions about living single. And it's all live on Instagram. I think you guys should tune in if you ever get a chance. It's very riveting. So today we welcome Lamont White to our surface level family. Hey.
Hi.
hello.
Hey guys, how you all doing?
Good.
How are you?
We're excited for you today.
I'm great. I love listening to you all. I feel like it's a therapy session. I wanted to jump in and be like, listen, Jordan, Make that list. Keep that list.
Listen, if you want to chime in on our dating lives, I welcome you to it because I always welcome professional help.
Listen, I do charge now, but
We got you. So Lamont, before we get into the Q&A, one of the things that we like to do on our show is a quick this or that. Just so that the listeners and the viewers can get a better sense for your personality and just get to know you a little bit better before we jump into the interview. Is that okay?
it sounds like fun.
All right. Morning or night?
Definitely night.
Would you rather be one of the world's leading experts in a single field or be the most well-rounded and versatile person in the world?
I like being versatile.
Nice.
No, that's right. Teleportation? Teleportation or time travel?
Time travel.
Spend a week with someone you really admire or spend a week with someone whose company you really enjoy?
Who I admire. No, who I enjoy. Definitely who I enjoy.
Okay. Save humanity or save the earth?
Oof. I'll save humanity.
Same. Dinner date or movie date?
Dinner.
Lose all of your old memories or never be able to make new ones?
Oof. I want to make new ones.
And the final question, what are you curious about?
So I'm curious about why gay men don't invest in their love lives.
All right now.
Oh, okay. Well,
We go to the gym, we invest in our careers, but when it comes to our love lives, we're like, oh, it's supposed to happen naturally. It's work, it's effort, and it's time. But sometimes we as gay men, we have this fantasy where we're like, I'm supposed to meet him at the grocery store. That could happen, but you need to actually invest in putting in the effort to find the right guy.
Oh, I was just waiting for my king to show up.
And that's why
Grand
here
Rising.
we are today.
No.
He's waiting on you on Jacked. You just keep playing.
Right. But speaking of investing though in your love life and in romance, and as hard as we all know that it is to date, and I think it's people have their gripes whether you're in a smaller city, you have your complaints. If you're in a bigger city, you have your complaints. But Lamont, you've chosen to sort of be the guru and the dating coach, the gay dating coach, and we're curious to know from you, like, what led you down this career path, and how did you stumble on this as what you do? And I'm really interested and curious to know what happened.
Sure, Tony. So I have a weird background. I have an undergrad in psychology, a master's in professional counseling. So for a long time, I was doing counseling with gay men and working in public health. So I was on the end where things were rocky for gay men. And I'm like, I wanted to do something different to help guys find each other and stay in healthy relationships. Because every time I met couples, they were having issues trying to fix each other. So I got into the dating coaching and matchmaking because I actually match guys who are single and send them on dates. Because I want to, when I really look back when I'm 60, I want to be able to look at all the relationships, particularly gay men, I've been able to really help form.
Nice. And as it pertains to helping people with their romance, we talked about there being a lot of barriers when it comes to dating and having your standards and whether we're settling or whether we are not settling. And curious to know, because you've helped a lot of people, like, what's the most common barrier that you find that gay men have as it pertains to their romance life? Is it because they're not investing? They're not writing down that list of what they want in a partner? Like, what are the barriers?
Right. So Tony, I think they are not really putting themselves out there. Like, I think there is this stigma or this shame to say I'm single and I'm looking for love. I think if you're a single black gay man, single gay white man, whatever race you are, you should tell your friends, hey, I'm single and I'm looking for love. Your social media should say I'm single and I'm looking for love. That is the number one way that gay men are finding love and it's on social media. But we're afraid to actually say, I'm gay, I'm single, I'm looking for love. Instead, we will promote our businesses, our families. We'll post anything else, but nothing about us wanting love.
So no one's actually manifesting the moment, right? Like I like to say write things down. It's not real till you write it down. So
well, I think that Lamont is saying you need to write it in the caption.
yeah. Digitally too.
I mean, like, I need you to put it on Facebook, Instagram. Yes, because if I'm single and I'm looking at your social media account, I should be able to say, Jordan, why am I not hanging out there with you? I want to see my place in your life, right? You go hiking. Where was my invite, bruh? Right?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, but guys are afraid to do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can see that going down a rabbit hole because some people have a harder time like letting people down easy. Like, no, you're not the one. I am single. I am looking. I am gay. I'm looking for love, but like not for you.
Rejection is part of the dating process. It doesn't mean the guy is like something wrong with him. It just means you're not compatible. And it's okay to just be like, hey, bruh, I think we're friend zone. Or let me connect you with my friend Damon. You can go to date with him.
Yes, definitely.
Have you met Damon?
Try that. Yeah, just funnel everybody to me. Just like, tell me how that works out for you. Speaking about apps and social media, I think obviously we've joked about this here tonight, but a lot of the places that queer men talk, meet, Jacked, Grindr, but there's kind of this stigma around those apps. What are your thoughts on people meeting there and maybe considering something more serious than just a hookup?
So you all may not agree with me because I heard your conversation a little bit earlier, but I think dating apps, particularly like Grindr and Jacked, are great ways for guys in large cities and small cities to find love. However, they're doing it all the wrong way, right? Just so like you all said, you put a picture of your torso, a shoe, a bucket, anything but your face, right? You won't put that out there. I feel like guys should do a number of things, all right? Put some quality pictures out there. Like if you like to go to wine tastings, if you like to volunteer somewhere, I want to see those pictures on your dating apps, right? Clear pictures, not and current. Can I say current? Like current, not like from high school when you were like 20 pounds lighter. Let guys see what you look like now so they can appreciate what they're signing up for. The other thing I heard you all say is that you all do not complete your profile completely. Put your height, your weight, yes, your sexual position. Fill the whole damn thing out, okay? You got to let guys know what they're signing up for.
Right. What I'm hearing is like breaking the gay societal norms of what it means to be on apps like Jacked and Grindr. Like people go on there and they're like, oh, it's a sex app. It's a sex app because you make it about sex.
This is
that part.
I'm gonna say this on every episode. I feel like the same. We all have Grindr. We all have Instagram. We all have a job. We all go to the party. We all do all the same things. It's the same people. So like if you happen to
if you're on there and you're quality, there are other quality guys out there as well. Yes.
You know, it's just something about the
erase the stigma.
No, it's something about the experience on Jacked, you know, like you could open up your message and it could just be like a nude on the very first message.
You're like,
you know, like a proposition for sex for pay. Like, it's just like some of the messages there are like really wild. And I'm just like, I don't really know if I'm trying to put myself out there 100%, you know?
Well, Jordan, you're always going to get eggplants and peaches in your inboxes, right? You just delete those and focus on the ones that want to go on dates. Or if it's late at night and that's what you want, then you go after that, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
No stigma, no shame, no judgment. Do your thing.
No.
Because like if there are 300 people on Jacked and 5 of them send you a dick, what does that have to do with the other 295 people?
All you need is one person in the room.
one person in the room to believe in to believe in you. All it takes is one.
I'll also say you should also list like, guys list, oh, no fats, no femmes, I don't want this. No, don't write that crap. Write things that describe who you are and what you're looking for in a partner. That'll let guys who are like, oh, he's looking for this, let me send him a message, right? And it gives off your energy.
Yeah, I think that's...
And spell check. I always say spell check.
Oh,
Always.
yes.
Always. Even through text messages. Just like, where's the apostrophe?
Lord have mercy.
No, I had that challenge. I think that I had maybe like 2 like positive like not positive interactions, but like interactions on Grindr or Jack that led to like a substantial connection with someone who I spent a lot of time with and got to know them. It just hasn't really been too frequent, but I'll take that into consideration.
Try it for 2 weeks, Jordan. 2 weeks. Try it for 2 weeks, Jordan.
Okay.
2 weeks.
Listen, you never know until you try.
We'll all do it together.
Sure.
No, it'll be an you, Jordan. So speaking about, I guess, expectations when you're meeting people, sometimes it's said that our expectations for a partner are unrealistic. How would you recommend that people communicate their expectations for people that they are interested in being with?
So I think it is 100% okay to have expectations and to have a list of what you want, not only in a guy, but the type of relationship you want. Like, you need to write that list down. Like, I want a caring guy. I want an ambitious guy. Like, not a laundry list, but like a really short list. And what type of relationship you want. I want a relationship that it's equitable, or, he makes the decisions, or whatever it can be. 'Cause that'll help you when you meet a guy. Like, that'll be your guide, like when you go on dates to see if he's compatible or not, right? So I think having expectations are great, but you got to drop the fantasy, right? We have this fantasy, like, he's supposed to be ultra masculine, muscular, 12 inches, make more than 6 figures. Right. Like keep going, right? Like, there's this long, he's supposed to be my best friend, right? He's my best friend. He's my lover. That's a lot of crap to live up to, right?
Yeah.
Bring it back, sir. Like, let's level out the field a little bit. Like, these fantasy relationships, they don't exist, right? So I think we should just be realistic. Another thing is, you all may or may not agree with me on this. So okay. Listen, with that.
We love that.
So be what you want. If you want something to be at the table, you should be that as well. And I'll go a step further. There are guys who discriminate against different types of guys, whether it's because they're a certain size, they're masculine or feminine or race. However, they are that exact same thing. And they get mad when people say they don't want to date them because of those things.
It's just people don't love themselves.
It blows my mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. But I'm not surprised.
A lot of times, though, people dislike things about themselves, and then they project that onto other people.
Of course.
And be like, oh, this is just my preference.
Say it again.
Deflect.
Preach.
But it's seriously, it's like a thing that people don't work through internally, and then you look outside, and all it's doing is putting the mirror up to you.
Then they say you point your finger, you got what? How many point back?
2 or 3?
Right back at you.
I'm like, I don't remember the idiom.
No, I was going to say, so guys have to push themselves to experience different types of guys that are not the norm, whether it's race, body size, masculine, feminine, whatever it is. Experience it if you want to find love. My husband is not the complexion of the guys I used to date all the time. I used to always date light-skinned guys. My husband is black, right?
Black.
And when I started dating him, I was like, I should have been doing this from the gate, right? Because I'm so attracted to him and I love him.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of sort of like stepping out of your comfort zone or maybe just like what you're used to, I think a lot of the queer community is sort of, and we've always been pioneers in this space, but like experimenting more with monogamous relationship formats. I wanted to know from your perspective, what advice or what recommendations would you give to people who are like traditionally monogamous but are interested in experimenting with a polyamorous relationship or a non-monogamous relationship?
Right. So gay men, the beauty of being a gay man really is we get to unlearn a lot of the crap that has been taught to us. And we get to decide what type of relationships that we want. And most gay men have some type of an agreement. Monogamy works for a lot of people. However, not for everybody. Okay. And agreements and open relationships are not for everybody. So if you're thinking about considering being in a monogamish, as we say, relationship, have conversations about like, what does sex mean to you? What does intimacy mean to you? Because those are two different things, right? Some couples agree that, sex outside the relationship is okay. However, you can't go on dates with guys. Others are like, oh, sure, you can go out with drinks that guy and flirt with him, but you can't have sex with him. Have that transparent conversation about what it means to you and what you are comfortable with. And there's always room for things to change. Like, it doesn't mean once you sign up for it, you're in it for the rest of your life. Some relationships close, they open, they just evolve.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of, even more advice, because we're going to try to get as much advice from you as possible now that we have like an expert talking to us. But, what are some general tips on that people can take in terms of making them just more dateable, just in general? Like what makes someone more dateable or more ready to, or more successful in dating experiences?
Again, I say invest in your love life. Okay, most gay men get married between the ages of 30 and 45. We spend our 20s working on our careers, education, figuring out who we are, what we want, right? So take your time to invest in love. Meet with a dating coach, meet with a matchmaker, go to therapy. Okay? Work that stuff out. Like, I can't say that enough. Also, work on your mental health, your physical health, your financial health, all of that stuff will make you more marketable. One of the things I also noticed that makes a guy more marketable is his confidence level. If you are not confident in who you are, why am I signing up for this? Right? Like it surprises me that there are some guys who we would call not attractive, air quotes, but they have the confidence of a lion. That boosts their marketability up to 3 points because it's sexy. So it's all about self.
Well, this was very eye-opening.
It was fun.
It is, and we have some homework.
We have some homework.
Well, look, I got some clients in New York I'm trying to match. So all three of you are single. We got to chat.
Ooh, okay.
Listen.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll be
Look,
chatting.
Damon sips tea.
You caught that. You caught that.
Now how I get in it?
You caught that.
How did I get in it?
Now, but hopefully we'll be chatting a lot sooner than people think. Lamont, thank you so much for joining us today. This was, again, as I said, eye-opening. I think we have a lot to think about, a lot to consider. I think the listeners will think the same. I can't wait to hear what people have to say. But let us know what's next for you. What do you have on the horizon? How can people find you? Shoot Your Shot Wednesday is happening, which is fun, real fun, big fun.
Yeah, you definitely should check out Shoot Your Shot Wednesday. It is entertaining. And I tell people it's entertainment. However, guys have been able to find love on there. So check it out Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You just have to follow me on Instagram at The Gay Dating Coach. However, if that format is not your cup of tea, I get it. Check me out on betterwaytomeet.com. I work with gay men of all races all over the United States. And I literally find them great guys. Or I'll do dating coaching with you to help you to do the work to be a better guy. Yeah, I would love to work with any gay man in the United States.
Awesome.
I think people are excited in the room. I'm not going to say who. So,
are people you, Tony?
Right.
listen,
I'm excited.
they, us. But that is sadly all the time we have this week. This season of Surface Level is produced in partnership with Moby, Mobilizing Our Brothers Initiative. If you enjoyed this episode, let's keep the conversation going. Let us know your thoughts and questions at surfacelevelpodcast.com. And remember, stay curious.